were sold, and again, they think it's going to be another good year despite everything we're hearing in the news about the weak economy. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Casey. Thanks. There are many factors that go into nation building or nation rebuilding, as is the case in Iraq. Local economies and employment for its native people is an important piece to the puzzle, a piece that my next guest saw missing from our efforts in Iraq. Dan Rice is a former military officer and co-founder of the Marshall Fund. He joins me now to talk about his recent success with an Iraqi factory and what the future could hold for the country's economy. Dan, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Jennifer.
First of all, you have the first and only U.S. private equity investment fund operating in Iraq right now. How did this come about? What were you doing out in Iraq, and what did you notice was missing?
I served in Iraq as an economic development officer for the Army in 2004-2005, and what that means is that my job was to understand the Iraqi market from the root level down at the markets all the way up through the ministries, and I learned a tremendous amount about the Iraqi economy and what we were doing there. And frankly, we were providing tremendous security support through our military and political support, but there was a missing link, and that was the economic side.
And that's really the next phase, because as the troops are coming home, many, they aren't saying it, but many at the Pentagon say the war is kind of over. This is the next phase. You've got some tomato paste there. What are you making right now, and why is this so important?
Exactly. We went back, friends of mine that had also been military officers went back, and we decided to invest in a tomato paste factory. We brought a management team over, we got the factory up and running, and this is one of the products off of the line. What that does is it allows Iraqis to go back to work. And this tomato paste factory is in a very safe area in the Kurdish area. But the part that's really well received by the military here is that farmers as far south of Baghdad are now farming, and they weren't in the past. So we have our capital in a protected area, and we also have farmers throughout the area. We think Iraqi agriculture is a tremendous growth area within Iraq, that right now there's $4 billion of food that's imported. All of this can be grown locally, and we can put Iraqis back to work, and we're hoping for an economic surge to follow the military surge.
And they used to export tomato paste to Italy, is that right?
That's correct. So if you can sell to the Italians, it's pretty good tomato paste.
General Petraeus has asked you to take this model and apply it to Afghanistan and Pakistan. How far along are you with that?
We're just early in the due diligence phase for that. We have been working with the National Security Council staff, with General Petraeus' CENTCOM staff, and we would like to move this model there. Right now we're working on Iraq, and we believe that this is one of the exit strategies for Iraq. We really hope the Obama administration will focus on an economic surge, basically a new Marshall Plan for Iraq, get the coalition of nations to follow this, get the Saudis, Kuwaitis, the NATO countries to invest in Iraq, and that will get our troops home faster.
Thank you very much, Dan Rice of the Marshall Fund. Now, international protests continue through the weekend, but does the answer for peace lie in the hands of Hamas? We'll talk to a Palestinian democracy activist straight ahead. Stay with us.